Hi, this is Jack Stanley, and I wanted to talk about something a little different dealing with the Titanic disaster. I've kind of been on a Titanic kick here. But I wanted to bring out a lot of the nonsense and the fallacies and the myths and the strange stories that have come out that are proposed to be true. And perhaps of all of the bizarre stories about the Titanic, is a very clever story. Remarkably clever. I wish I had thought of it. Because it's a great story and it's made a fortune for the author. But the thing is, the story is this. That the RMS Olympic was damaged in a collision with the HMS Hawk. Tore apart the back end of the ship, damaged the keel, did a lot of damage. They had to do a lot of work to fix things. And so the Olympic limped back to the Harland and Wolff yards for repairs. All well and good. But the thing is this, according to the story, it was decided by the powers that be that the Olympic would be changed to the Titanic, and that the Titanic would be changed to the Olympic. Therefore, in this interesting tale of intrigue, that the Titanic, which was the Olympic, would be brought out to sea and lost. Now, it didn't quite work the way they thought it would, and everything turned into a disaster. All well and good. But what they were saying is, until 1935-37, what existed as the Olympic was actually the Titanic. Interesting, fascinating story. And when I first heard it, it caught my attention, and I read it. I read the book, and later I happened to see the film that was made about it. It's very compelling, very well done. But like any conspiracy story, in order to make a conspiracy work, you have to leave out certain small details that would damage the integrity of the conspiracy. So, here is the thing to remember. First off, the Olympic was brought up to Harland and Wolff after the accident. That's true. They had to steal some parts from the Titanic to fix the Olympic. That is true. One of the screws from the Titanic had to be put onto the Olympic. That is true. Now, there's an interesting thing to think of here. That, yes, they had to put on a screw, they had to borrow it. But that would be a temporary measure because, you know something, the screws are kind of balanced for the ships. And I'm sure they made it balanced all right for the Olympics since they were pretty much identical ships. But this is important. After this took place, they said the powers that be wanted to change everything over. And so it didn't require too much. You just change the name on the ship, you change this and that, and you're all set. No, that is so untrue. And this is one of the things they had to leave out, because if they did, it would totally destroy the conspiracy. When a ship is being built at a great shipyard, and especially in those old days, because it took a while to build a lot of the stuff, and everything that was for that ship would have the number of that ship on it. Now that means mechanics, that means various fixtures, various woodwork, various this, that, and everything else will have the number of the ship on it. The number of the Olympic was 400. And the number of the Titanic was 401. Now, in the conspiracy, when they did the film, they showed you the screw that exists, and it has 401 on it. Okay, that's fine. Yes, the Olympic had one screw from the Titanic. But inside the wreck today, or what's outside of the wreck today, you will see numerous pieces that have been brought up. And what is on the back of these pieces, the back of these parts? 401. 401 comes all over that ship in pieces brought up. The thing is, the Olympic was 400. The Titanic was 401. The only way you could switch everything was to take everything out of the Titanic and put it into the Olympic. And then take everything from the Olympic and put it into the Titanic. Do you realize what an endeavor this is? We're talking about 6 months of work, if not more. That's why the story is so totally improbable. And this is why they had to leave this little bit of information out. Because if they had put it in, the conspiracy would not work. So the next time you read about this or hear about this, remember everything that made that ship work had a number on it. And that number was 401. And that totally destroys that entire conspiracy. Thank you.